A couple months ago, I fell down a rabbit hole. The Tsuki Project, an online cult that was started over on 4chan, revolving around the idea of system space, LFE and Aurora. I've been very hesitant to make a video on the cult due to the unfortunate events that led to its demise. However, after watching an incredibly made video that YouTuber Unreal Aired made covering this cult, it motivated me to jump back into it. Briefly touching on the history behind it, the idea of system space was first brought to light over on 4chan, where a user called Tsuki, who since the age of 12 had suffered from visions or hallucinations with a new and highly futuristic world which supposedly was taking him away from reality. They would go on to pitch their ideas about this higher dimension called LFE, and take charge of the movement as an all-powerful leader capable of transferring the souls of his followers to this higher dimension. As popularity grew and more internet users were flooding onto this 4chan board, a website was born, with a timer, which signified the deadline for the transferring of the souls. This is where it all started to spiral out of control. You see, Tsuki was still young, and what he failed to realise at the time was that he may have bitten off slightly more than he could chew. With the nature of the cult revolving around death and reincarnation into another dimension, it was only a matter of time until it went south. Members of the cult started to talk about how they were going to take their own life. As this topic of conversation became more and more prevalent in the community, Tsuki started to panic, fearing that his actions and ideology would soon start to link to the untimely deaths of many internet users around the world. He decided to try and act fast to burn ties to his project if anyone were to do the unthinkable. He demanded that if anyone was to go through with it, they should delete all files and history that could connect their death to the project. However, this panicked statement would do more harm than good, as it would only make Tsuki look worse, as if he had no regard for life and only cared about himself. In time, the website was updated with a clear message saying that
this does not require you simply need to die from any cause after the deadline. We in charge of this process would like for you to live long and happy lives before this.
However, the damage to Tsuki's reputation was already done. Tragedy struck on the 13th of July 2017. However, I will not be talking about what happened in this video, purely out of respect. In hindsight, the nature of the project was always going to lead down this dark path, but at the point of creating it, I personally don't think Tsuki had the intention of it going this way at all. He wanted to create a community based off a cyberpunk-esque theory that would allow people to feel security that there is an afterlife, much like religion does. Although the tragic event that was connected to this cult did happen, it's wrong to label this as a cult, as this could lead to all the other members feeling guilt for just being a part of it. Most of them were just happy to be part of a community where they could share the same beliefs and ideology. Plus, I want to touch on the fact that a lot of people are labeling Tsuki as nefarious. I personally don't agree with this. Yes, the doxing and the threats that he went through with to stop his name being linked to a tragedy were certainly not the way to go about it. However, much like anyone else who could have ended up in this situation, he panicked. And in this panicked state, the only thing he could think about doing is clearing his name. So, with all bias aside, playing the blame game in this situation is the wrong thing to do. In fact, no one is to blame. Yes, in hindsight, it's easy just to blame Tsuki for everything that happened. However, this is a case of a cyberpunk-style ideology spinning way out of control and ending in tragedy. That's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.